Summary of your educational background or your healthcare education experience?
Mr. Walsh, you're recognized.
My experience in healthcare?
Your educational background. I'm just curious. You've testified as to a lot of your own research. So I'm curious for what purpose you do that and what background you have to qualifies you to speak to that.
Well, my
Mr.
background
Walsh.
that qualifies me to speak to this is that I'm a human being with a brain and common sense, and I have a soul. And so, therefore, I think it's a really bad idea to chemically castrate children. That is my experience. Also, I did, now it's true, I didn't go to college, but I did go to school long enough to learn how to read, so I can read the data for myself, and that's exactly what I've done.
The very last thing that I want to do, and it doesn't even feel right to me to end this conversation, especially when there are people of color in the room.
Okay.
Ben, if you're willing to come and sit with us for just a moment.
Sure. So it's Ben.
Yeah, this is Ben, producer on the film. And I thought it would be a powerful opportunity to speak directly to a person of color and confront our racism and also apologize for the white supremacist systems that oppress Ben. So do you want to go first?
Well, on behalf of myself and my fellow white people, I apologize. It is not you, it is us. As long as I'm standing, I will do my best to challenge it.
I want to pay you reparations right now. Will you accept?
I won't turn it down.
Okay. I don't know. It's 20. Well, this is all I have. I know that's not gonna. That doesn't make up for 400 years of oppression, but it's all that I have to give.
I don't know if it's ever enough, but what I can say is I appreciate the fact that you're putting in the work. I think you're right. I don't think it'll ever end, but there is small progress I think we made today.
Did you want to
That,
pay any?
that was really weird.
Why was it weird?
Well, clearly, I mean, you did it and he was comfortable with it. I just seemed like it's not a systemic approach, or it just seemed...
It's not, because I'm not waiting for the system. I'm acting as an individual.
I can go get some cash for sure. You might, yeah.
If that's something you think
Yeah, I
would
don't
be
mind.
a step.
If that would be something that would be comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You said you're an EMT? Yes. Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis is having a medical emergency. And they say to you, I think I'm having a miscarriage. Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
Look. No, but that's because some people don't have body parts. Doesn't mean they're not a woman.
Okay. Sounds like we've established there are some people who, in principle, can get pregnant, and there are some people who can't. So there's two categories, otherwise known as binary.
Lots of women can't get pregnant either.
Yeah, but they're still of the nature to get pregnant. The only
But
reason
they can't get pregnant.
Yes, but
truth matters, right?
it does. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Truth matters, and they can't
Okay,
get pregnant. That's the truth. So how are they still women?
Because they are for the same reason that I can rightly say that human beings have two legs. And if a person is born with only one leg, that doesn't call into question the statement that human beings have two legs, okay?
Well, why are you asking a gay man as to what it means to be a woman? You should be asking women what it means to be a woman, especially trans women. Gay men don't know nothing about what it means to be a woman.
So you're saying if you're not a woman, then you shouldn't have an opinion?
Where does a guy get a right to say what a woman is? Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
This is actually a genuine mistake. I am sorry I even came up there.
You want to tell us what a woman is? You can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. What is a woman?
Why do you ask that question?
I just really like to know.
What do you think the answer to that question is?
Well, I'm asking. That's why I came to a college professor who's this is what you do.
What other kinds of answers have you gotten?
A lot of like this, where you're not answering, and I've gotten a lot of that. So
I think it's interesting that you say that some of the people you've interviewed have been reluctant to answer it, and I think that has a lot to do with the questions that preceded it, and the way that you've conducted yourself in the interview.
How have I conducted myself?
How do you think you've conducted yourself?
You just really don't want to answer the questions, do you?
I came today very willing and enthusiastic about answering questions about women's and gender sexuality studies, which is
So
the
you
work
wanted
that I do.
You wanted to answer questions about women's studies, and so shouldn't the first answer you should be able to provide is what exactly is a woman?
Well, for me, it's actually a really simple answer, and that's a person who identifies as a woman.
But what are they identifying as?
As a woman.
But what is that?
As a woman.
Do you know what a circular definition is?
I do.
It's sort of like what you're doing right now, where a woman is a woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you're seeking what we would call in my field of work an essentialist definition of gender. I think it sounds like you would like me to give you a set of biological or cultural characteristics that are associated with one gender or the other.
I'm not seeking any type of definition. I'm just seeking a definition.
Yeah, and I gave you one.
I don't know if you've ever heard of people in the trans-abled community. These are people who are physically able-bodied but feel like they should be disabled or identify as such. For example, a man who has two arms but feels like he should have one. If a man in this kind of marginalized community went to the doctor and said, I want to have my arm cut off, do you think that
doesn't have anything to do with gender identity?
Well, it's someone's self-identity, how someone identifies.
That's someone who has and I'll accept it as a mental diagnosis, a psychiatric condition. I don't even pretend to know what aptomenophilia is all about, but somehow it's the idea that you're fascinated or charmed by having a limb or part of a limb missing. Okay, I would say that's, pardon my non-medical language, kooky.
You don't see any? You think this is totally irrelevant?
Yep.
What if a man decides that his gender identity is woman?
A woman has its own duty, and a man has its own duty, and a lady cannot do the duty of a man, and a man cannot do a duty of a woman.
Can a man become a woman?
No.
No?
No.
What about a transgender? Transgender?
No.
No?
It look like if you want to become a lady but you're a man, you have something wrong in your mind. Something wrong in your family, something wrong in you.
What about if someone was non-binary?
Come again?
Non-binary? Do you know, like non, like someone is
You're not a woman, you're not a man.
yeah, someone is neither. There's something else. Is that?
Itu bro, aman na yi, kide mair na yole peria gwan topis. He's saying we have never seen things like those. For a man, he has a penis. For a woman, he has a vagina. So we know this is a lady, this is a man.
We'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people can probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Okay.
You know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
So gender is a social thing. It only
I don't want
makes
to hear
sense.
that. What is a
social-
woman? What is a woman?
What is a woman?
The word woman, define in the dictionary. Go.
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women,
Circular definition.
that's mine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
I have a horrible Adam's apple. My voice sounds like this. I still love myself. And there has always been money in making people happy. Like, it does cost a lot of money. That's why I can't get surgeries that would make me a lot happier.
But the point of medicine is not supposed to be to make you happy in the moment. That's not the objective of medicine. The objective of medicine is your overall wellness. It's about treating what is actually wrong. That's medicine. And so if you are struggling to accept who you were born as, what your actual biological identity is, I have all the compassion in the world for that. I mean, I can't imagine having that disconnect in my head. It has to be a source of immense despair. But what I hate is the medical professionals who, instead of helping you with that, and instead of helping you to accept who you really are and find joy and fulfillment in it, they're trying to make a quick buck.
So I would like to begin by acknowledging that this broadcast is airing in the traditional lands of the Ute, the Paiute, the Goshute, and the Shoshone tribes. These are the peoples who called this land home before it was ravaged and ransacked by the white man.
And this is a lot of things that we don't necessarily think about.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of the journey that you'd like to teach other folks in your workshops.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd go through the exercise right now.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What is it?
So, can we all do it together?
Yeah, do we stand?
Yeah, we stand for it.
Okay.
It's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. I start every day like this. So what you're doing is you're stretching, and this is more for you and less for you. But you're stretching up like this, and you're stretching out. And what you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. Okay, so you're decentering your whiteness. You're stretching out of your whiteness. You're probably wondering if this is real. The answer is yes, it's real. That's me, Matt Walsh, in real life, with the man bun and the skinny jeans, on an actual news show as a certified DEI expert.